Yeah, hi folks. Now, while Ardern and Mahuta cynically profess to be pro-democracy, they have been collaborating behind the curtain with a myriad of Mahuta cherry-picked people to produce an anti-democratic 260-page draft report called Himata Fariki Himata Whanui. Now, that report, with the final report coming out in June next year, proposes co-governance for all councils across New Zealand. Have a look. And folks, all of this has been pre-recorded. Friday, October 2022. Mahuta's Three Waters looting was just the beginning. Much worse is coming. From Peter Williams of the Taxpayers Union, it's official, our democracy under threat. This morning, the government's Future of Local Government Review Panel, a group of hand-picked experts appointed by Nanaia Mahuta, released proposals that would fundamentally shift local councils from democratic institutions into unaccountable, co-governed fiefdoms. I'm not going to mince my words here. Late last night we were leaked a confidential copy of the report's proposals called Himata Fariki, Himata Whanui. They include. But before going any further, let's find out what this means. This means from the actual draft copy. Draft Report, October 2022. Himata Fariki, Himata Whanui. Himata Fariki is a term used to describe a harakeke bush that can be used for making special mats for people to sit on. This variety of harakeke is long and durable. Himata Whanui is a term for a broad vision that is inclusive of diversity of views. Mata denotes the eyes being watchful and prophetic, and Whanui is an inclusive term for everyone, a broad view. It also relates to the star Vega, so has a celestial connotation of looking distantly. Together, Himata Fariki, Himata Whanui is a metaphor for a welcoming place for people to gather and set a broad vision. Oh my God, that is so deep. They include transferring a laundry list of powers that currently fall before elected council directly to hapu iwi and other Maori organisations, appointing unelected positions by mana whenua to be given equal status as elected members, including voting rights, but unlike the councillors, the mana whenua representatives cannot be removed at the ballot box. So let's have a look at that. Maori embedded at the governance level. Hapu iwi and significant Maori organisations would need to be represented at the heart of an interdependent system with equal status to central and local government representatives and be supported to participate. A Maori-led tikanga-based process for appointments will be necessary to achieve an efficient number of representatives at a regional scale, requiring council staff to conform to Te Ao Maori values by law. So let's have a look at that. That central government leads an inclusive process to develop a new legislative framework for Tiriti-related provisions in the Local Government Act that drives a genuine partnership in the exercise of kawanatanga and rangatiratanga in local in a local context and explicitly recognises Te Ao Māori values and concepts of well-being. That central government introduces a statutory requirement for local government chief executives to develop and maintain the capacity and capability of council staff to grow understanding and knowledge of Te Tiriti and the whakapapa of local government and Te Ao Māori values. Wow. Funding of Tiriti-based partnership in local governance, no matter the cost to ratepayers apparently. So let's have a look at that. That central government provides a transitional fund to subsidise the cost of building both Māori and council capability and capacity for a Tiriti-based partnership in local governance. Removing the requirements for local referenda before changing the voting system for the remaining councillors to be elected by imposing STV, single transferable vote, across the country, and lowering the local voting age to 16. So let's have a look at that. That central government undertakes a review of the legislation to A. Adopt single transferable vote as the voting method for council elections. B. Lower the eligible voting age in local body elections to the age of 16. Now, how stupid and dangerous can they get, allowing brainless, indoctrinated children to vote? They don't know shit from shinola. Now, Peter continues. You couldn't make this up. The future of democracy is at stake. In what is either an Orwellian misstep or an attempt to gaslight you, Mahuta's panel literally claim that these recommendations are to strengthen democracy. Imposing co-governance does not increase democracy. There is now no denying where Ardern, Mahuta and the government want to take New Zealand. At our Three Waters Roadshow events across New Zealand, we were asked time and time again whether Three Waters was only the first step of a radical plan to impose co-governance over all of New Zealand. Today, the report confirms that those fears were 100% justified. With so much of the mainstream media now bought off, only the Taxpayers Union can fight this. As a former broadcaster, I have seen the impact of the Taxpayers Union campaigns, and I know you have too. The Stop Three Waters effort exposed what Nanaia Mahuta is trying to do. The roadshow tour, the 100,000 petition, the hundreds of road signs, the TV ads, the record-breaking submission numbers, the recent election campaign effort that saw hundreds of councillors committed to stopping Three Waters elected. Jordan, now that's Jordan Williams, the Executive Director of the Taxpayers Union, has assured me and the whole board that contingent on your support, the team can do it again. The Stop Three Waters campaign gave opposition MPs and people such as the new Auckland Mayor the confidence to come out swinging against this government's radical agenda. To stop these new proposals, we need to do that once again and make these proposals as unpopular as Three Waters. But we can only do this with your support. 12 months ago, no one knew much about Three Waters, but now it's a thorn in the side of Jacinda Ardern. That wasn't by chance. Our ability to expose and hold the government to account and ensure Kiwis know what is going on in Wellington depends on support from our supporters like you. We have to stop this now. It will be very difficult for National to undo the damage. We mustn't forget the National Party are responsible for putting us on this path. It was John Key who allowed a river to become a person and for huge swaths of conservation estate to become co-governed. Yes, we all knew it at the time. John Key got voted in and teamed up with the Maori Party, and then he and Chris Finlayson sold us all down the river. In a democracy, we all need to be able to hold decision makers to account through fair, free and frequent elections with equal suffrage. And when those spending our tax dollars get it wrong, we, the voters, must have the power to remove them. It's really that simple. By allowing unelected individuals or groups to make decisions in the council chamber, those in power are accountable to no one but themselves. Now you can donate here if you wish. Yeah, now folks, why do I get the sneaky feeling that this is the beginning of a new political party? Anyway, folks, I posted a link to the draft report, Peter's article and the donation page below.